Now, substituting in. Now, we had a little bit of a problem the other day when we, for instance, said, well, let me write down a sequence. If I'm paying attention, this is what gets annoying. Let's write a sequence that is 3, 7, then 11. What would be the next number? 15, then 19. How did we know how to carry it on? Adding 4. What would be the general rule for that sequence? Harry? Straight in there, look. We all got that? We're all good with that? Okay. So fast. Practice. Lots of practice. Good at it. I think you just don't worry about trying to do it so fast. Just can you do it? So we know that it's +4. What does the +4 tell me? That it's the 4n. It's the 4 times table. Okay. And we know the first one. We know that U1 is actually 3. So I need 4 times 1 would equal the 4, but I need 3 have to -1. Okay, that's where the -1. So you actually only need, that's why it's so quick. Now there was a problem when I said something along the lines of what is the 64 number in that sequence? Nicole. How do I do it? No? Anyone else? I'm not fast having to notion them. Right? How do I do it? Don't just tell me the answer. So U64, that means the 64th term. Yeah. -1. So if we work that out, what does it become? Right? Now?
255.
255. Good. Okay. What did we just do there? Well, what we go on, Zoe. Now go. But how do I know it's 4 times 64? What did I do? So we know that n is n has to be 64. So what we've done is substituted 64 for n. And that's what we're going to do. Harry.
Oh yeah.
4 times 64, let's just check. I would do this as 4 times 60, which equals 240. And then 4 times 4 is 16. That makes 256, but then we have to times the ones. So?
When you put n equals 64, that's not another way of finding, like, up there and find the n term of 64.
The nth term is where we say any term you like. So when I say n is 64, I say I want the 64th term. So let me just, so this was a bit of a gap in our understanding, guys. This number here is U1, right? This number is U2, U3, 4, U5. So U64 is the 64th number in the sequence, right? Okay, how do we work it out? Well, remember, this rule tells me what the term will be. So U1 is equal to one lot of 4, because it's based on which times table? The 4 times table. The second one is 2 lots of 4. The third one is 3 lots of 4. The fourth one is 4 lots of 4. The 64th one is 64 lots of 4. I am saying it the other way around. However, that doesn't quite do it, does it? What's adjustment do we need? So it's 4 times 1 would be 4, but I need 3, so it's minus 1. 4 times 2, but minus 1. 4 times 3, but minus 1. 4 times 4, but 4 times 64, but. Alright, so what we say is, for the first term, remember this 1 in the nth term is actually an n. And this 1 for the first term is actually the n. So the first term is when n equals 1. The second term is when n equals 2. The third term is when n equals. The 64th term is when n equals 64. Okay? So what we do, if I want to know any term, I put that number, I substitute it in to the rule for the nth term. Nth term means whatever term you like. Yeah? So, just to simplify matters, let me tell you that the rule for a sequence is 5n minus 6. Right. First of all, can you tell me what that sequence does? Does it go up or down? Up. By how much? 5. This tells me what the times table is, yeah? Don't get confused with that being what this bit is. It goes up because it's a positive 5. It goes up in 5s. So if I said to you, I want to know what the 5th number in that sequence is, I would be looking for, so the 5th number, I would use this, and I would look for when n equals what? The 5th number, so if I wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what is the 5th number? I put n equals 5 in, and I'd work it out. And you'd work it out by doing what, McKenna? Sorry, did I just catch you out not paying any attention? What about you, Giovanni? I've got the same people answering, you see, so I'm trying to get people that are zoning out to answer. Because if you're zoning out, you're not trying to work on your weakness. You don't understand, but you're trying. Perfect. That's good, I'm happy with that. But if you don't understand and you're trying to avoid it by zoning out, it's just going to come back and hurt you in a test, isn't it? Someone new. What about you, Justin? Do you know? How would you do it?
I think I'm.
Go for it.
Maybe it's 17.
How do we work it out?
Because 5 times 5 is 20.
Okay, so we're going to do U5 equals 5 times, replace the n with 5, so 5 times 5 minus the 6, well that is 25 minus 6 is actually 19. Yeah, close. Had the right methods. Some people are saving the planet one pencil at a time. They're not using theirs at all. All right? Yes, Jason. What does it go up in? Okay, so now I've got a choice. If I wanted to know the next number, I've got two methods. I could do u6 equals 5 times 6 minus 6, which is 30 minus 6 is, or I could have just done plus 5. Yeah? So if I wanted to know the third number, it's when n equals 3. There are two methods to do it. 3, so u3 equals 5 times 3 minus 6 is 50 minus 6 is. The other option would have been to move backwards, and how do I move backwards? Subtract 5 from moving backwards. Twice. So that would be subtract 10, which is 19 to 9 is. So we could go now straight to the first term. So n equals 1 will just be, because we subtract 10. Or we do 5 times 1 minus, which does indeed equal -1. Okay. So what we do to work it out is, right, we are doing the following thing. We are substituting a value in place of n. Why am I doing that? Well, because I now know what n I want to use, right? The rule for the nth term is because I'm communicating my mathematics using what? Algebra. Because algebra is the language, the written language of maths. I'm communicating by writing this. I'm telling you what to do. Now, if you had to tell me in English what I'm supposed to do, would anyone be able to tell me? And you're not allowed to say 5n minus 6. Okay?
You would have to say 5 lots of 5.
Well, not 5 lots of 5 because it's not 5 yet. It's only n.
5.
Oh, I don't like it. I get really picky with this. Zoe? Oh no, you go and you're trying to be better, but in the wrong way. Not wrong way. Yeah, not the way I'm looking for. I'm being picky. I'm being very picky. Abby? Oh no, you're trying to get overcomplicated. It's not more complicated, it's just more English. So let me read it to you. What this says is, if you would like to know a term in the following sequence, what you have to do is choose a term number, alright? You take that number and multiply it by 5. Then you have to subtract 6. The answer is the number in the sequence. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's think about it. I want to know the 7th number in the sequence. So take the number in what you want. I want to know the 7th number in the sequence. I then take that number is 7. Yeah? What do I do to it? Multiply it by, so 7 times 5, 35. And then I subtract 6 and I get the answer.
29.
So the 7th term in the sequence is, can you imagine having to write all that down in words? long width. That's why algebra is the shorthand maths. That's what I was talking about. All right? Yes, sorry.
It's the
Substituting. You know about substitutions, right? No, that's what I do to you when you're chatting to me. Substitution. Those of you that play sports, what does a substitute do? Jace?
It means exchanging a player that's on the court from
Yeah.
and
So you're replacing, aren't you? A substitution is a replacement. All right? So we are replacing n with a number. Right? Once I've decided which substitute comes on in place of Austin when he's playing football.
me.
Always. Or is it whoever is decided at the time? So in a football team, right, you have lots of substitutes on the bench. We also don't know who we're going to substitute until that decision gets made, right? Once you've decided who needs to come off, you then decide which one goes in, you make the substitution. This is the same thing. Once I've decided which term I want, then I replace my n with that number. I can't do it until I've made that decision. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, back to this that Raoul's already done. This is just more substitution. Alright? These are what we call mathematical expressions. They tell me, but what's an expression in language?
like when you make an expression with your face.
Well, that would be expressing emotions with your face. An expression in written language is what? No, in just your English, Spanish, whatever, not maths. What's an expression? Can you give me an example of an expression in English? No, that's an emotion. You can express emotion in your face. I would say an expression in English is like
When you want to show something.
you just say something, yeah? Yeah, exactly. If you want to show something, you say it. So this is an expression in maths because I'm just telling you what to do. What does x plus 7 tell me I need to do?
Take whatever X is.
I like it. Did you all get that? Some of you are not paying attention at all. All right? The zoning out thing. I know I'm talking a lot, and it's on video. 17, almost 18 minutes. Okay, but some of you should be able to concentrate for that. But I like what Caden said there. X plus 7 means once you've decided what x is, you need to add 7 to it. So what they've done here is they have told you that
X is
x is 3. Is x always 3? Could it be something else?
Yeah.
But what does x plus 7 equal when x equals 10? There you go. Sorted. Simple. Alright? This one. What do I have to do? Okay?
So C is 23 and
So when I've decided what C is, what do I have to do with it? Take away 10. So I've just decided that C is going to be 23. So when C equals 23, C minus 10 will equal 13. And finally, if Y line 6, what's that by the way? Okay?
That means that it's a fraction, which is a division problem.
Yeah.
So it's y divided by 6.
So once I have decided what Y is, I need to divide that number by 6. That's my expression. What is Y?
42.
When Y equals 42, so then this becomes, I'm going to write it out in full this time, 42 divided by 6, which is 7. So Y divided by 6 will be 7. Alright, so showing my working on all of these, I would have done x plus 7, well that would have been x plus 3, no sorry, that's wrong, isn't it? It would have been 3 plus 7 equals to 10, okay? The x is replaced by the 3, substituted. Okay? This would have been 23 minus 10 is the 13. The c gets replaced by the 23. Got it? Easy? Written your notes? So, on Teams, Transom task, loads of levels of just substitution. Alright? Excellent. I'm still recording, so don't make a shout at me. Alright, you will see up here, you've got S is 4, B is 3, T is 1, and that's what I've got. I don't know what you get.
I have this.
Do you have the same? They might be the same.
I have S is 5, B is
Okay, so S could be something different than I've got. But what I have to do, I believe we could. Do you have T plus 2 as well?
I do.
So for me, the answer would be T, which is 1 plus 2. So my answer is 3. Now that depends what values you're given and what expressions you're given. What does this little symbol mean?
No calculator.
No calculator. Now you might notice that on some of the higher levels, there's some that you can use a calculator. Now I'd be interested, those of you that know about brackets, how far you get. But that's level 4. See how you get on. Combine our knowledge. I don't know why people have got headphones in.